I have been talking about the forest bathing, Shinrinyoku, for last couple of days, and I really feel that just because trees are there with a human being history, and it's outlived human being, and some of the ages of trees 1,000 years or more than 1,000 years, and that's tremendously respectable things, and for that particular fact only, I really feel that these days whenever I go to the mountains or the forest, my perspective of the forest is completely different when I didn't know about tree compared to that time. So it's amazing that just the humans, the knowledge of humans, change of ideas or whatever. It's like all of a sudden it changes. I think all the events of life and something you didn't know before and now you know, and that particular thing is, I think, eye-opening. I think you get a new hobby, and you never interested in something before, but now you got into that, and you became all of a sudden, you became interested. And arts, movies, and books, all these things is a discovery. And that particular discovery, the idea of discovery is, I think, it's very important, because that's kept you going. Because otherwise, life could be very boring, and it doesn't have this joyous moments in life. So I really tremendously recommend that the people start doing new things. I think that many people say that when you get older, and to prevent Alzheimer's or to be healthy up to the point where you die, you really have to challenge with new challenge to the new things, new ideas. So all these things that you can do, if you are willing to do that. And I think it's kind of uncomfortable to do that because it's much easier to stay put in one place, like a tree. Much easier to stay put in the stable, and your happily ever after life never changes. It's always there, always happy, always peace and calm. If that can be achieved, I think that's okay. That's pretty good life there. But for like a 99.9% of people, that's not the same. Your life is not the same, and it's all those changes and everything. So I think learning new things is, I think, along that line, that it's a good thing, rather than not, being challenged to start a new life or whatever. I'm trying to say something, but I'm not sure I'm trying to convey. But I think the important thing is that, I think you want to discover something new. I think day by day you live in this life, you will find out whatever the new thing is in your life. And I think that's much, even though it's uncomfortable life because it changes, right? It's not the same. But at the long run, I think it's a good life. Okay, so I have been looking for the materials for watercolor painting, and I told you before that I couldn't find the idea of the Shinrinyoku in my picture. Uh, but I'm talking about a digital camera, so it's not that long time ago or anything. And you know, uh, the photo I have, only a few photos that depict some kind of a tree, some kind of a forest, and but always like a flower bed is right there, and but that's okay. You have those combinations of forest and trees, and I did this very quickly yesterday. This is, of course, the flowers blooming over here. And then when you in Colorado, this type of scene is everywhere. If you hit the right time, you walk in the woods or you walk in the meadows, the flowers everywhere, and so that's stunning. And you really take photographs and so forth. You keep that particular moment, in your memory. Of course, you don't look back. The memory fades, and you forget that you have this type of pictures. As far as the 5 or 6 years ago, I haven't seen my photo collections in my old PC. I have to transfer the file from old PC to new PC, and then I discovered that there's lots of pictures I took, even like 5 years ago, but I don't remember. Gosh, I didn't remember when I saw this picture. Wow, I took this picture, and so memory fades, and the photograph is a very nice thing. But I think to leave it in a painting, I think it's nicer if you can hang this frames and everything in the room. You see every day, and because you painted it, and you kind of cherish your own artistic ability, right? Okay, and then you get bored with it, and you can change to another one. Keeping the mats and frames intact, so you change only the painting. That's I think I can do it. So I like to do that. Matting and framing is very expensive, so it's not a casual thing to do it. So I probably buy the mat and frame combination of this size, and try to do that. And the watercolor hanging on my own watercolor hanging on the wall, and then do the whatever forest bathing, wildflower viewing, whatever, and the meditative, and so forth. So, okay, today is yesterday it snowed again, but now it's getting warmer, sunshiny. Colorado is very unpredictable, because one day it's very snowy and cold, the other day is kind of got warmer. Very different from the Midwest, for example. In the Midwest, the winter stays until May or so. Everything is frozen until then. But here in the Colorado, the snow falls, but also the warm day appears, alternatively with the cold snow things and very warm weather. And I know in Texas, for example, right now, it's like historical, very cold weather, and so weather is very interesting. Okay, thank you. Bye.